look at him rope, and look at him ride.
Up there, boy. Let's ride, Stormy.
It's Wild Bill Elliott in person, brought to you Monday through Friday at this time by the makers of Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice. And now, for action and adventure, Western style, it's Bill Elliott, star of Republic Pictures' great Western epics in his own radio program. With all of its boisterous vigor, the early West gave birth to some rawhide tough towns. Towns like Tombstone, Dodge, El Paso, or situated in the elbow of the Three Forks River at the base of Piebald Mountain, the roaring cow town called Rimhorn. Not far from Rimhorn, along the dusty and rutted trail, are the rolling green acres of the Bar A Ranch, a ranch owned by elderly newspaper publisher Major Elliott, but actually operated by his grandson, known far and wide as Wild Bill. And as we join Wild Bill and his youthful sidekick, Buddy Fillmore, we find them checking fences on the south slopes of the great ranch.
You know, Buddy, everything's certainly in mighty good shape.
It ought to be in good shape, Bill, with you ram riding the Bar, eh?
Well, thanks, Buddy. Say, wait a minute. You trying to butter me up, hoping I'll change my mind about it?
Whoa, Sonny, who?
Whoa, Stormy. Now, who in blazes threw that shot at us?
Look, Bill, over by the arroyo. There's someone coming, ears over elbows.
Well, I'll be hung. You see who it is, Buddy? It's old Murph from my grandfather's newspaper office. Hey, Murphy, what the dickens is the idea of tossing lead at us?
Oh, howdy, Bill. Buddy. Oh, Jehoshaphat, I've been chasing you for miles. And the more I chased and yelled, the further away you two got. Bill, your grandpop wants you to come into town pronto. There's more trouble busting loose than 10 men can handle.
Trouble?
Yeah, the noon stagecoach from Riata Springs is missing.
It is?
And on top of that, the major got a telegram from the state capitol that's got his eyes to flashing and his neck bulging like a brainless deer's.
The stagecoach missing? Well, we'll soon find out about that. But if this is just another of the major schemes to get me behind a desk, well, grandfather or not, that old gentleman's got a scrap on his hands. Come on, Buddy, let's go.
Quaker puffed wheat and rice, shot from guns, nice and snappy. Quaker puffed wheat and rice makes your family breakfast happy.
Yippee! Partners, today's a big day. You're hearing for the first time the brand new exciting Bill Elliott Show. Yep, sure enough, the one and only Bill Elliott himself is teaming up with the keen-tasting breakfast cereals shot from guns. That's the original, the one and only Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice. Believe me, there's plenty of fun and excitement ahead. Don't miss out on a bit of it. Treat yourself each morning to Quaker Puffed Wheat or rice. These giant grains are shot from guns to make them crisp and tender, bigger and better tasting. They're shot through and through with nut-like flavor, too. Pour on some milk, add sugar, and top with fruit. There's a He-Man breakfast for you. You get extra health benefits, too. For natural grain amounts of vitamin B1, niacin, and iron are restored in delicious Quaker Puffed Wheat and rice. So, partner, ride the trail each day with Bill Elliott, Monday through Friday at the same time. Be sure to tell your friends about it. And team up with a He-Man breakfast. Eat Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice. And now, back to our Western adventure story starring Bill Elliott. With word sent to him by his grandfather, Major Elliott, publisher of the Frontier Times, that the stagecoach from Riata Springs has vanished, we now find Bill and Buddy in Major Elliott's newspaper office.
But, Major, if you'd only listen to me.
Young man, you'll do the listening. This paper needs your help, and by gilded glory, you're unbuckling those 6 guns and buckling down to work here.
Major, if you think I'm going to throw my saddle over some swivel chair when the stagecoach is missing...
The missing coach is only half of the deviltry that's going on. Here, read this bulletin I just got from the state capitol by wire.
Crockett City, August 28th. Usually reliable sources today confirm the persistent rumor that the state will not renew its franchise with the Southwest Stage Line, but will submit the franchise to open bids on its expiration 1 week from today.
What's that mean, Bill? Franchise?
Well, Buddy, a franchise is sort of a legal contract whereby the government permits a coaching company to run its coaches over state-owned lands and roads. Without a franchise, well, the coach company's just out of business.
Oh, is that what it means?
I'll tell you what it means. Some money-grubbing promoter somewhere is trying to feather his own nest.
But, Major, suppose you're right. How does that connect up with the stage from Riata Springs being late?
Late? My Aunt Tilly's petticoat. I tell you, that coach has disappeared. Vanished. And, Bill, it's your job to find out where, why, and how it's tied in with these political shenanigans up in Crockett City. That's the story I want you to get me for the Frontier Time.
Major, I'm willing to help, of course, but I can't help tied down to a desk.
Oh, no?
No. I'm a rancher, just as you and my dad were before me. The Barbare Ranch is all...
You want to go on being Wild Bill Elliott? How do you think I feel when folks call my grandson, my own flesh and blood, Wild Bill?
Well, they call me wild, but, Major, you know I'm a peaceable man. Except right now, I don't feel very peaceable if what you suspect is true. Come on, buddy, we'll never get to the bottom of this sitting around a newspaper office.
Scares me when you and the Major start arguing.
Well, buddy, you just leave the Major to me. You see, when all is said and done, we both feel the same way about the same thing. About the West and its development. About making this a better country for more...
Bill, what's the matter? What did you stop for?
Good grief, buddy, look. Look down the street. Here comes the stagecoach horses without the coach. And they're running away.
Bill, they're plowing right down the street toward the school.
If someone doesn't stop that team, those school kids down there will be hurt.
But if that's the team, where's the stagecoach?
Well, it's too late to worry about that now. Buddy, as those runaways come by, I'm going to try to make a running mount on the wheel horse and drag that team to a stop. And now, here goes. Whoa. Whoa now, boys. Bless you. Whoa now. Slow down. Steady there, boys. Ah, that's it. Now, nice and easy, boys. Whoa there. Hold. Ah, now we've done it. Good. And once we get you back to the stables, we're going to find out what happened to the coach you were hitched to. Or blame, well, know the reason why.
Flash, you know something?
What do you mean, Carver? Know what?
The boss was right. After seeing this Wild Bill Elliott stop them runaways, I'm telling you, he's going to be a tough nut to crack.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look, my friend, no nut's tough to crack once the shell's been shot full of holes.
Shot full of holes, eh? Yeah. See what you mean. And so will this Wild Bill. Soon. Uh-oh. There he comes now with that kid who rides with him.
Yeah. Well, come on, Carver. You and me better be heading for the livery stable and hitting our ponies. Looks like our job in Rimhorn's done for the day.
Darn right. Before Elliott gets a good look at us, we'd better slow.
So listen, buddy, to what I have to say.
You bet, Bill. What do you want me to do?
You go across the street and get our horses. I'm going to pop in here to the Cattlemen's Association office and see if Longhorn Jones wants to ride with us.
Gosh. Do you think a range inspector might help us find out what's happened to the stagecoach that's missing?
Son, you know Longhorn's a mighty good man to have around, if you can get him. Now, you scamper over and get Stormy and Sonny. And if Longhorn's in, we'll be riding inside of 2 minutes.
We'll see what happens to Wild Bill when he rides out on the trail of the mysteriously vanished stagecoach in just a few seconds. Here's a tip, straight from the shoulder, for a He-Man breakfast that's downright plumb delicious, that's good for you. You just can't beat Quaker puffed wheat or Quaker puffed rice. Sure as shooting, the whole family will go for those ready-to-serve breakfast cereals shot from guns. So saddle up pronto and ride a straight trail to your grocer's and get both delicious kinds. Look for the famous big red and blue package with the smiling Quaker man on the front. Quaker puffed wheat and rice are never sold in bags or bulk.
Quaker puffed wheat and rice, shot from guns, nice and snappy. Quaker puffed wheat and rice makes your family breakfast happy.
And now, back to Wild Bill Elliott, as we find him with young Buddy and the range inspector, Longhorn Jones, following the hoof marks of the runaway stage team in the hope that they'll lead them to the missing coach.
Longhorn, you can still turn back if you want to. Just because I happen to be head of the El Dorado County Cattlemen's Association, I don't want to drag you into things which you have nothing to do with.
Bill means that too, Longhorn.
Boys, I'm here on account I want to be. I hate sidewinding crooks almost as much as Wild Bill does. And if this here now missing stagecoach is missing just to make the company look bad and put 'em out of business, then by whiskers, it's every man's job to track it down.
Well, we're still on the trail. There are the team's hoofprints in the road. And... Whoa, rein up.
Close on.
Now, what in tarnation thunder's gotten through you, Bill?
Come on.
Bill, what's the matter? What's wrong?
That is plenty wrong. You see there? Those are the wheel tracks the stagecoach made, and they stopped dead. Right here.
Well, Bill, this just ain't possible. The coach gets right here and stops, and no marks of anyone moving it. And reading sign, all I can say is that there stagecoach just up and vanished.
You mean, well, like the earth swallowed it up?
The earth couldn't, buddy. But there's no question that here we are, smack dab in the middle of an open piece of prairie with no place around to even hide the coach. And not only isn't it here, but no sign of its ever having been moved.
Gosh, oh, Hemlock, it's like a ghost story.
No, buddy. The men who made that coach disappear were much too alive to be departed spirits. But I'll tell
Hey,
you...
Bill, coming from behind us up the road, look. A couple of fellas riding wide open.
My golly, we'd better stop them. If they ride through and ahead of us, providing there's some signs of the missing coach, they'll trample them out. Hey, fellas, hold it for a minute, will you?
What are you stopping us for? We gotta get to Riata Springs.
Well, that's fine, but would you mind cutting off the road to your right for about a mile? You see, we're checking some wheel tracks.
What do you mean, cut off the road? It's public, ain't it?
Maybe this long-legged maverick reckons it ain't. Maybe he thinks he took the road over.
My friend, I don't relish that kind of talk. And especially, I don't like being called a long-legged maverick.
Well, now, ain't that too bad? Cover them, Carver.
Right.
Now, are you getting out of the road and letting us through? Or are we going to have to blast you out?
I ask you politely and peaceably. But if you think you'd prefer it some other way, mister, that's up to you.
Watch it, Bill. Better the polecat thrown down on your plumb center.
I don't think he's got salt enough to squeeze the trigger.
No, you don't, huh? Well, you make just one move and
Longhorn, slap his horse's flanks.
Geronimo, Bill. You shot his gun right out of his hand.
And now you. I think you'd better mount up and start riding.
Mister, you'll get yours yet. And don't ever forget it.
Come on, Lash.
You'll be hearing more about this. Believe me, you will. Mr. Wild Bill Elliott.
Gosh, Bill, he knew who you are. Knew your name and everything.
Yeah, so I heard. And if you ask me, he's probably right in warning us. Knowing who I am can mean only one thing, boys. Our trouble's finding that missing stagecoach and busting up this whole crooked scheme hasn't even started yet.
Billy B. Whiskers, if I don't think you're absolutely correct, Bill.
Yes, sir, we've got us a whirlwind of trouble, boys. Right smack by the tail.
We'll all hear just how right Bill is about the trouble he's heading into tomorrow at the same time. Be sure to listen to this exciting Western adventure featuring Republic Pictures' great star in person, Wild Bill Elliott. Brought to you from Hollywood by Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice. Owen James speaking. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.